What's up, guys? I figured I would start giving updates to myself as well as to you after I have my conversations on a daily basis. So I just got off the phone with a very nice woman, runs a dental practice. I believe it's in Arizona. And she wants to drop her insurances and scale back her life a little bit. Great, ambitious way to do it. But she's looking for a company to effectively do it for her. And based on the offer that I'm selling right now, we don't do that. So I basically cut the call short. It was supposed to be an hour call. We were about 20 minutes in. What was interesting is you can kind of get the feeling when you're on calls with people, and this might be a time thing, or maybe this is just something that all humans can do, but I get the feeling that she wasn't into the call in the first place. She was kind of like, she's like, yeah, giving short answers, 1-2 sentence answers. And so you kind of have to continue on with what you're supposed to do within your script, but at the same time realize that if the person on the other end of the line isn't into the call anyway, nothing's gonna happen. It just isn't. We're not just gonna like magically appear and all of a sudden be like, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do it. No, either they're in or they're not in, which is why a lot of times the setting the call up in the first place and asking the question, it is a little open-ended and it's not part of what we do here, but I always like using the open-ended script question of, why are we on this call? What are you hoping to achieve by being on this call? And so that way at the very beginning, we know what they want. Now it might not be what they actually want, but when you can tie it all in at the very end and say, this is what you wanted, you came here for the very beginning to answer this question, we're giving it to you. It puts logic into things. I'm a very logical person. I'm not a great emotional selling person. I'm getting better at it, but we buy with both logic and emotion. So logically, it would make sense if I answered the question that you had at the very bottom, logically, you would buy. But also there's all this stuff in the middle that you need to get better at. So anyway, long story short, I didn't even offer her what we offer for a service because it didn't make sense. And the last thing you want to do is sell something to somebody who is going to get bad results and doesn't want it, because then they're going to go tell other people that it was really crappy and that you're a slimy salesperson, and you don't want to be a slimy salesperson. So anyway, back to work. I've got a meeting in about 10 minutes here for a website, and then more meetings for the rest of the day. See you guys in a bit. Hello. So as you can see, we are now in a new setting. I just finished up a meeting with a doctor who ran into a hard stop. So that means two things. One, we didn't even discuss price. And two, don't rush a conversation. And three, make sure you stay on track with the conversation, because I should have been a little bit more efficient with my timing. That said, it is something that I am currently struggling on and working with, because I want to make sure I'm very thorough in understanding where they are now and where they want to be. And sometimes that takes longer. And I personally feel like I need to present that to them in a more professional manner. And sometimes that takes longer. Unfortunately, we only block off our calls for an hour. So I feel rushed at the very end, because as with most sales calls, pricing typically comes at the end. And when you're rushed through pricing, it's not a good way to set the mode. Not a good way to set tempo. At least that's my opinion. Because we just did all of this great work up front, and we found out all the issues that you have, and all of a sudden it's like, bam, here it is. I don't know. Long story short, I need to get better with timing. Good news, he's coming back tomorrow. Always schedule your follow-up appointments either same day or following day. Do not let them drag on. This individual wanted to go to next Tuesday, and I was like, I totally respect your time. This is how I did. I said, hey, doc, I totally respect it. I understand you're busy. You've got a lot going on. Look, we're heading into the holiday weekend. I've got time available tomorrow. I would love to. It seems like this is a formality. We just need to talk about some extra details. And he agreed with that. He's like, yeah, totally agree. I said, what does your schedule look like tomorrow? And I actually don't have the time that I booked him in for. So I didn't double book, but I booked him in a very short period of time window. So I'm going to have to be very strategic. Plan on it tonight, do the work tonight, make sure the call tomorrow goes exactly how we talked about. So quick 3 to 5 minute recap, go right into where we left off, try and close the deal. Because I don't want to run long on my next meeting that's
15 minutes after I set that time for. So that said, I would not wait until next Tuesday, because by that time he's gone through the holiday, maybe he's done a little partying, he's talked to some other people, all of a sudden Tuesday comes along, he's like, yeah, you know what, it's not that bad, I don't need to fix this problem right away, and ta-da. Nice little thing that I made here. Anyway, I've got a call here in 15 minutes to round out the day, and then it's into websites. So I will see you guys later. Little tidbit for the day. Peace. Well, this is a bummer. Yet another person didn't show. So that puts me at about the 5 meetings we had, 3 people didn't show. Kind of frustrating, but is what it is. In the meantime, I've been trying to figure out best ways to market and strategize to bring in other clients. And we have a program we call Woo Sender that is a lot of automation. So appointment setting through automation, which is pretty interesting because it saves me a lot of time from having to do those outreaches in a manner that, frankly, is silly. I can make phone calls and things like that, which I probably will, but when it comes to maximizing my time, probably better off training, studying, getting better at the script, etc., etc. But anyway, just some interesting stuff I wanted to share since I've got the time now and people cancel. So it is what it is. Off to do more work. That should be the thumbnail for tonight, but it won't be. That's the moon. Like, that's so cool. Anyway, boys, I'm not sure if you guys enjoyed the content from today, but I figured I would just start doing a little bit more of that. I need to get a little bit more strategic on my brand as a person for a lot of different reasons. By the time you're watching this, brand will have changed the world, brand in general. Right now, social media and the actual content is what people are enjoying, and who produces that content. I guess brand has always been around, it's just a little bit more known now. And so who you are as a person, say who that is, show who that is, be who you are. Do not cater to other people. Be who you are, and people will love you for that. And people will hate you for that. Now, you have to do the right thing. You can't just be who you are and that person is a murderer. Like, probably not a good thing. Just gonna go out on a limb and say that. Don't kill people. But if you like, I don't know, swimming butt naked in the Arctic Ocean, not hurting anybody. I mean, I'd cover up, the private parts or whatever, but just be who you are, and enjoy it. And you guys will probably live to be over 100-ish years old, so know that you always have time. Not always, but you have time. But you should not take that time for granted, because time is, at least as far as we know now, the most valuable thing, because you don't get it back. So whatever you do, make sure you do it really well. And that's why I've been on a big push recently, ever since getting a job back, to try and be the best at that job, try and get myself to a point where I can be leading other people in this job. I'm very early in this company, it's very early stages. Well, I say it's very early stages, but as far as sales goes, it's very early stages. And so I don't know if it's going to last forever. It probably won't, but I'm dang sure I'm going to be kicking my butt to do the best I can. So it is 8:45. Volvo's right there. Oi, Volvo. So it's early. I did not go to jiu-jitsu tonight because the back, still can't really move my leg all that well. It's like a nerve problem. I don't know. Not important. Long story short, we're going to bed early. We'll wake up early. I do need to start waking up and getting up. I tend to get up around 6 o'clock and then get out of bed by about 7:30, which doesn't give me a lot of time to do what I need to do. Because I clock into work at like 8. So, yeah, you can see the problem there. Anyway, wake up. Get up when you say you're going to get up. Live your life. Have fun. I love you guys. Ci amo. And
Again, check out that moon. Pretty cool. All right. Love you guys.